Story pitching. Story pitching is something that you'll be doing a lot of during your career as a PR professional. You'll be getting in touch with bloggers and reporters and editors and trying to convince them. You'll be getting in touch with reporters and bloggers and editors and trying to convince them to write a story about your client or include them in a story. For this assignment, we're going to try to get a real-world client. For this assignment, you'll be contacting real-world bloggers and reporters to persuade them to write about your client, which is also a real-world person. Regine Chevalier is a fashion designer based in Miami. We'll be looking at some of her items in just a moment. But what you want to do is first familiarize yourself with her by going to her website. Here's what it looks like. You can see that she's very much fashionable, very much South Florida, and she's also very much into both women and men's fashion. This story assignment actually came from Monica Bennett, former student of mine and an FIU graduate. She came up with the assignment when giving a class lecture in PUR 4100. Chevalier is Bennett's client. The two work together and they socialize together. Here they are in online pictures of themselves. So, in your story pitch, what you first want to do is to target. Before you begin your story pitch, you want to research the targeted blogger or writer, who person may also be a TV reporter or editor, and decide on what that person is interested in and pitch the clothing item that's best suited to that person's interest. You will be receiving via email and also online an infographic on how to pitch writers. And further in this PowerPoint, you'll see some examples of how to craft your message. Your story pitch must make several key points. First is making a connection with the writer. You want to establish some type of relevance to the writer, showing that you know what that person does and why they might be interested. Secondly, you want to present that clothing item that's right for that writer's audience. For example, if that person is a mommy blogger, you're going to want to show something appropriate for a mom, not say something that a teenager would wear, and vice versa. The third element is concluding the email with a call to action. And it has to be something more than hope to hear from you soon. You want to try to set up an appointment so that you can talk about how the story might go. What can you pitch? Regine Chevalier has all of these items on her website. I strongly recommend that you spend a lot of time going through and finding the item that you think would be interesting to promote. Now let's look at some of the examples of how to pitch. Here's one. It's to Tiffany Gonzalez, a fashion blogger who runs the Fashion Bible Miami. So you will see that it starts with a personal message. Hello, Tiffany. I hope this email finds you well. I've been following your blog. I think I have the perfect fit for your feature. Notice that the pitch is timely. It's for formal and prom season. So if you think about the fact this is now March and you find a dress that would be appropriate for prom season, you now have the writer's attention. Then you give a specific description. It's an evening gown, which is classy, has a touch of sex appeal, and it's great for a formal evening out in Miami. The last paragraph says, let me know when you have 15 minutes to schedule a brief phone meeting to discuss the inclusion of the dress in your blog. And then there's a link. Next example. This goes to the fashion poet, who also happens to be in Miami. This one takes a slightly different approach. In that second paragraph, she talks more about In the second paragraph, the person pitching talks more about Regine and the fact that she is from Miami, and so is the blogger. The next paragraph talks about a collection of graphic tees and tanks and their prices. Again, this is timely because it says with spring approaching, tanks will be popular, and it's a way to stay ahead of the fashion game. And again, looking forward to speaking to her. This assignment is a quick turnaround. The first draft is due February 26th, with one revision due March 1st. We are getting close to the end of the term in just a week or two. Label the Word file with your name and story pitch. Email it to me, and in the subject line, write your name and story pitch. Your draft will be edited very quickly with notes highlighted in yellow. You'll receive an edited version marked with the hyphen edit 1. You'll return that as edit 2 for grading. Questions, or maybe just want to get yours edited first? Schedule a session with me.